Welcome to Huddle Up, How to Look Down at My Notes, episode 32. We are so happy to have you. You could have been anywhere, but you chose. You actively chose to be here. Got to my left. You're like, where's Ryan? Ryan's not with us tonight, but we got my buddy Keegan over here. I like his shirt. Keegan, what does your shirt say?
I think this is the pretty damn relevant.
Pretty damn relevant. I like that one. Brock Purdy. I got a Fred Warner shirt on, and we got my buddy over here, Chris. Chris, how you doing?
Doing good.
You watched some football yesterday?
Always.
Yeah, I watched a little. I watched a little football yesterday. Then I had to sprinkle in some highlights, but I was like catching the end of some of the games. And then today I watched some highlights and saw the ESPN. We're watching Monday Night Football right now. The Baltimore Ravens are playing the Lions, and the score is tied 14-14. Me and Keegan are engulfed in a pretty tight fantasy football matchup, but Keegan kind of took the lead here with that Lamar touchdown, looking like pretty grim for me, Keegan.
Didn't hate it.
You didn't hate it? You didn't hate it? So
I was like, is that Flowers? No, it's Bateman. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, I know.
Anytime you play Lamar, man, it's never a good night, especially if it's a Monday night game.
Well, I know, too. And, like, Lamar's projections are only 24 before the game tonight, and I thought, that's a little low. Yeah. He could easily shatter that. And, like, mine for Flowers was, like, 14, and I thought, that's a little much. And here he goes again. Here.
Yep.
They're showing highlights.
Well, kind of like what you were saying though, with Flowers. I mean, it really just takes a couple long balls to him and then back into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if he doesn't score, Lamar doesn't really get as much as him, and it could easily turn quickly.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you're not out of it by any means.
No, Hopkins is having a really good season. Oh, kind of a resurgent season. Yeah, but I really like Hopkins. I was thinking, expecting some big things from him with the Chiefs last year, but he didn't really do that much. He was kind of.
Well, the Chiefs kind of went lackluster, man. They made it just about as far as they could and then actually played a good football team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they were just shown up really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, they were younger, faster. I mean, I still got to put it on. Mahomes is the Mahomes and Reed is Reed, but that Philly team last year was stacked.
Yeah,
that was a good team.
I think those Chiefs are still lackluster.
They really
they're really not looking a great team.
No, they're
not.
No.
Kelsey
look, and that's Casey all Tate up.
Yeah, they're having problems.
They're having issues right now.
They're definitely having issues right now. But want to get into some breaking news. Obviously, today it was a little somber news this morning. We were kind of talking about it right before we came on. And Nick Bosa, all-pro defensive end, not tight end, but tight end, they got problems too. But defensive end for the San Francisco 49ers out for the season. Yesterday, he kind of got hurt in the first quarter. I believe he had 2 sacks early on. And then they showed on the telecast as he was walking off. I don't know if he was a family member up there or something, but he kind of did a thumbs down. And that, to me, was worse than anything a doctor or anybody could have said. Because, Nick Bosa knows his body. He had an ACL before. I don't know if this is the same one. But, a lot of guys, when they have an ACL, they'll tell you, I knew it was, like, right away. Like, you heard the pop or you felt the pop. It's probably something unnatural. I've never had it before, knock on wood. But that's what happened. So what do you think, Keegan? A huge blow for the 49ers. This reminds me of the Hawkinson injury last year. Niners maybe a Super Bowl contender, just like Lions, and then you lose Bosa.
Absolutely. I think, as Jerry Jones can tell you, losing a player of this caliber can really hurt the defense. So I do think that the Niners in general have looked pretty decent, considering, the amount of players that they lost, sort of like in the off season. I think, like we were talking about before, D. Winters looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He's doing nicely with Freddie Warner. They've got a couple guys there. That Michael Williams, right?
Michael Williams, the rookie.
He's looking pretty good too. So
he looks awesome.
What's the grass like in San Francisco, dude? All the lower body injuries. That's the problem, dude. Years ago, Justin Tucker from the Baltimore Ravens said he hated kicking at Levi because the grass was trash.
Really?
He used to twist his ankle and everything. So I'm wondering, is it a grass problem? Is it a turf problem in San Francisco?
Yeah,
it might be. I'm not saying, but there's a lot of lower leg injuries in that place.
But the Niners are actually pretty against turf in general. They like to go with grass because you were alluding to Bosa getting injured. He got injured in New York. Do you remember? Yeah. And then we had 3 players get injured in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
I mean, I was thinking about that today, and you guys convinced me. I think it was last week, or we had an episode and we were talking about it, and then I was telling them it's like the Stanford medical staff, and I was saying, I feel like it's just a coincidence, but then they were saying, well, this happens this many times, and you know what, after this Bosa injury, I'm like, somebody's got to get fired, you know what I mean? But I guess
It's your logo, bro.
I know.
It's super fragile.
I know. I guess I would have to see the statistics of like when they're playing at home versus when they're playing, like some statistics like that. But I'm not sure if it's that. Especially when you look at the Bosa injury, I'm not sure that the grass or the turf had anything to do with that. But I mean, because his leg got like folded in half.
Yeah.
Maybe some like more minuscule injuries, or maybe it could have slightly affected it. I don't know. But like the one with Ayuk last year and Bosa yesterday, I feel like any field, any surface. It was just the way that he got snapped up yesterday. You know what I mean?
And Bosa's
it
gonna
was a
go.
freak injury.
He's gonna go after it every play.
If you're interested,
Tell us.
AI is telling us that
good.
NFL players have a higher rate of lower extremity injuries, including knee, foot, and ankle injuries, when playing on artificial turf compared to natural grass.
So then the Niners have the better of the field turf.
And AI is never.
But something like absolutely. Like I guess I always attribute it to maybe like their play style and the fact that they played more games. But I don't know. Like you think the training staff is just. I saw when they were doing the walkthroughs earlier not walkthroughs, but the joint practice.
Yeah.
Like their calisthenics were like much different. They didn't do the stretching. They just kind of stood around and did something, and people were kind of talking about that.
Really, I didn't.
But like I don't know. Like maybe there's something into it. They need to look into like their off season. Because we do have a lot of crazy injuries.
There is a lot of crazy injuries, dude. I mean, I thought Miami players got injured all the time. I think San Francisco might beat them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of injuries. You guys had like 9 starters out last season?
Yeah.
It's 9 or 10. Like big names, man. It was
well,
crazy.
and now that's it. Like we're going to talk about that game here in a second, but like even in yesterday in the game against the Cardinals, I mean, some of those guys out there, I mean, the casual fan has never even heard of them. I mean, most people heard of Mac Jones too, but like I'm talking like we're like third, fourth tight ends, you're like, second guards, like, and then even that guy had a groin injury, so he barely played. He looked pretty good, that Colby guy, but this is just a huge injury for them. And yes, this might be a season that they have what it takes to kind of overcompensate, but it's just a bummer. I hate it. Like if I woke up this morning and I heard like Max Crosby was out for the season, that would bum me out.
Absolutely.
I didn't like it when the Lions lost Hutchinson last year because they were primed to win, and like I want to see the best of the best all face off at the end.
Absolutely, yeah. I like seeing. I know that you're supposed to have depth, and they're all professionals, but there's just those players that stand out, and to see them go face to face is the best. So when they're hurt, it just doesn't seem fair. Like to them, to the families, to their fans, it's just like these guys have trained so hard, they've given their whole lives for this, and like to get to that level and get to that big game, and they can't play in it. It's sad. It makes me sad.
Well, when they have an injury too, that's like for a few weeks, or they go on IR.
Yeah.
It's okay, like if you're kind of a playoff team, because you could like work around it, and then you're like, all right, I'll get him back for the playoff push, right? Mm-hmm. But when they get injured for the whole dang season, it's just hard to like swallow that.
It is.
You're like, dang, bro.
Well,
especially if it's Bosa.
But if you're passionate about football like we are, it's gonna hurt, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Well,
Bosa was a big loss for you guys.
Well, and I guess one positive is that those young guys, they're gonna get a lot of playing time.
Absolutely.
I mean, when all those guys get hurt, like their depth must be improving week after week with all the guys that they're having.
They're still high up in the power rankings.
Yeah,
I mean they really are. So
yeah, but
your power rankings.
yeah, we're gonna see later, huh? Yeah, I know. Huh?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get some slack for last week's power rankings after that game.
Definitely gonna see that Michael Williams guy, Bryce Huff. That's so lucky that they signed him. Feels like the Niners. I'm always saying like they're lucky they signed some backup guy. They were so lucky to have Mac Jones yesterday. I'll say that they were so lucky to have Mac Jones the last 2 games. Backup quarterbacks in the NFL, they're very, very important because chances are throughout the course of the season, your quarterback's probably going to at least miss a game or 2.
Yeah.
And so you got to have a competent backup. Every game is super important in the NFL. And Mac Jones, I thought he played good last week, and he played pretty good yesterday too. What do you think, Keegan?
I don't think he played that well, to be honest.
No?
I think his stats were kind of a little bit like misleading. I don't think he was particularly good. I think he kind of got away with a couple of his throws.
It was an ugly game for sure.
I mean, we were like 6-6 into the third quarter. It was a slog.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Cardinals are a very good team either. So
yeah, you're right.
Kind of says a lot about the Niners that they really struggle to beat them.
Yeah.
16-15. That was a super low scoring game for on what they have on paper on those offenses.
Mm-hmm.
That should have been a way higher scoring game, but it wasn't. It was just field goals. How many Panera field goals were there? I know he had the last one.
Ooh, I don't know.
I know that there was a couple. At first, I think he kicked 3.
Three
I think
for
he hit-
3
yeah.
with a long of 51.
I mean, he was your best player yesterday.
he
was.
Yeah, he definitely. People were definitely sauced at the end when he made that. He was sauced. He was geeked out. Now, what do you think he was saying? He was like, "This is my house.
This is my
He did that 1 week.
Niner faithful.
No, but I don't know. Like I always feel like this. I don't know if this is like crossing some line. It's not crossing the line. I'm not Mexican. I can say it, but Niners do have a lot of Hispanic fans, and I feel like I saw them today, and like a lot of them were super excited. There's not a lot of Hispanic guys in football.
Oh, it's great.
But he was like knocking
It's
the
great,
kicks, and
man. It's great to see a guy that was like, working at Walmart last week out there kicking field goals. I don't know what that's what he's doing, but I'm saying it's like they get their dreams, man, and it just
why though?
It's awesome.
Why I still don't know the answer to this, but why was he available? Like they keep bringing him up on the TV, and they're like he was the most accurate kicker of, but like was he making all the ones that didn't matter, and then he just couldn't make the clutch ones, or what the heck happened?
I think he was in. I think he was in Carolina, and I don't know what happened. But Carolina just fell into the dredges for the last couple of years. Now they're finally coming out. But the last couple of years, so I think he just kind of got lost.
They were so bad, somebody demanded a firing, and he was just like the sacrificial lamb.
I think they were cleaning house.
But
like, I looked it up.
He's like, statistically, I'm like the best ever. They're like, you're fired still. Somebody's got to go.
Well, when they picked him up at San Francisco, his fantasy picture was a Carolina Panthers jersey. So he was on the Panthers at some point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
no, he was. Yeah, this is like a side note, but Madden right there. Whenever I get to play a little Xbox, I'll play a little Madden, and as soon as they dropped Moody, I had to go into my franchise.
You picked him up?
No, I had to drop Moody.
Oh.
Yeah. But then I had to find that guy. And on my franchise, he was like on the Jets. The Jets had picked him up on the practice squad.
Really?
But yeah, I had to find him. And even on Madden's a little different because like Moody, his chokiness, it doesn't matter. And Moody can boot it,
Right.
Yeah, this guy, like, he's pretty accurate, but yeah, he can't make more than 50.
Kind of like Robbie Gold, though.
Yeah.
And Robbie Gold was great. Inside of 50. When he went
honestly,
outside of that, he wasn't really.
But I'll take it, right? Because then Shanahan knows what he has to do for the game plan, right? And he knows where the field goal range is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To where before it's like we're in range, but like our guy on a PAT can just like that. Moody was honestly, that's going to be just one of those things we have a chuckle about in Niner lore forever. I think.
I don't think you've ever really chuckled about it, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I'll chuckle about it later when it's a distant memory. But I'm so glad that we just are not going to lose. I watched a little montage today of all the games that we lost because of him, and it was a lot more than I actually remembered. You know what I mean? Like he really cost us a lot of games. You know what I mean?
You need to utilize use check on those 2-point conversions.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, so Niners, they first home opener yesterday, and they play Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, a guy that like has given them big time trouble in the past. The Cardinals beat him twice last year, and one of them was pretty embarrassing. The one at Levi's Stadium where Kyler Murray just kind of took off on him, put his hand out in the sky, and Kyler Murray has given us trouble, kind of the way Russell Wilson used to give us trouble a lot. And he kind of gave us trouble yesterday too, a little bit. You know,
I think all those running quarterbacks, the Niners just struggle with them, and then it's like the Cardinals, they're divisional rivals.
Yeah.
You know what they're going to bring, but yet he still seems to manage to scramble and get around.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like a toddler you can't catch after they stole an ice cream out of the freezer. So it looks like he's running around, but he's not that good of a quarterback. He makes some big plays, but he just not like I see Kyler Murray. I'm like, how does this guy still have a starting job? But he's the best chance Arizona has.
Yeah.
He really is because he can moonball. He's
Yeah.
got a great moonball, and you've seen that time and time again. I just can't understand why he's still a starter. He's got terrible form. I mean, the guy's a baseball player.
So if you were them, you would be looking for a different guy. Because see, I always think he's pretty good. And then even like yesterday, like there was a tons of drops, man.
No, for
That
sure.
Marvin
Yeah,
Harrison guy had
that's
some
true.
blatant drops.
But
Yesterday,
is it a situation? Sorry.
No,
Is
no,
it
no,
a
go.
situation like Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, where it's like, he's good enough, but is he really gonna like raise your team up and get you to that next level?
Yeah.
Because thus far he's not shown that he can do that.
No, yeah.
And Chris was talking about consistency earlier
Yeah.
from a quarterback, and he's just not managed to produce that.
He's kind of like like Zach LaVine in the NBA. Like you can get him like he was on the Bulls. I'm a Bulls fan, but like you can get him and he's gonna do a lot of razzle dazzle, some cool dunks and stuff like that.
He's
Where
entertaining.
Yeah, but and he can like single handedly if he gets hot one night like win you a game. That's Kyler. But himself, like he kind of hurts the chemistry of everybody, and that's not how you win championship football. You got to have everybody involved.
Well, and then so you have like Patrick Mahomes who makes big plays, and we know that Patrick Mahomes can win games, like in situations. But you go back to some of the more boring quarterbacks. Tom Brady didn't do anything flashy. Tom Brady just knew how to move the ball up the field, and he knew how to lead his team up the field, and they won tons of championships. So I think when you have some guy like Kyler Murray or Russell Wilson when he's younger, they're out there and they're making it good, and they're getting the fans excited. But I don't think they ever really do anything to progress you into the next level.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No, I think that's a good call.
So.
Yeah. What do you think about Ricky yesterday? Ricky kind of had his breakout game in the NFL. I mean, big numbers. I mean, he's had some other big games, but yesterday was like the first time where he was the number one stepping out on the field. Everybody knew it. And it was like, Kendrick Bourne was the number 2 guy they just literally signed like last week. And so Ricky had to produce yesterday, and he did. 8 catches for 111 yards, 14.6 per. He had that beautiful one for 34 over the shoulder, kind of hit his face mask. He was able to catch that. He's a pretty good little wide receiver.
He is.
He's impressing me because honestly, last year, I guess maybe it was the gunshot thing. And honestly, it's not just the gunshot thing, but it derailed this whole season. I mean, he was in training and stuff like that, but I was thinking, man, this guy might have been a reach or a bust, but he definitely doesn't look like a bust this year.
No, I think he looked good. I thought he looked really capable out there. Obviously, Jennings not being in the game got him an extra few looks, but I think he was producing on what he got. And then Kendrick Bourne obviously has a history as a Niner, and he actually has a history with Mac Jones as well. So yeah, it's nice to have him available. I think he's a handy player.
He's cool. Why was he a free agent? Like he's a really good locker room guy. He seems really, really, nice. Obviously, he has a history with Mac Jones, so it was like a perfect. And he with the 49ers, so it was like the perfect fit, honestly.
And he was our third down guy before third and Juwan.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's a lot like him. He's a lot like him.
I think players get overlooked because if they're a specific skill player, it just doesn't fit that offense. Then they're just going to overlook them, but then you'll go to different offenses and look good.
But I can remember him on the Patriots, like making plays, and the Patriots don't have any wide receivers that are like Drake May could absolutely use him, right? I like Booty. Booty,
I know.
Booty's good.
In a lot of ways, I like Booty. I like Booty in a lot of ways, but I want you guys to take a look at the image behind you guys. Tell me what you guys think about this. It says Ricky Pearsall and Brian Robinson Jr. should be allowed to use the gun taunt just because they were both shot. You know what I mean?
Oh.
What do you guys think about that? Like,
That's funny.
I like that.
Yeah. Most guys in the NFL, you're not allowed to do that. It's like they definitely get a fine. But those guys have been shot. They could probably do a little end zone celebration.
They're in their loophole, man.
Yeah, but
that's pretty funny. I didn't see that. That's pretty funny.
First catch.
Yep.
Yeah, Brian Robinson got to play a little bit yesterday. Gosh, it's kind of, to me, the craziest part has been like, I was telling my wife yesterday, she was like, no, Bosa. And then she was like, what about CMC? I'm like, yeah, he's the only one healthy. And at the beginning of the season, it was like, oh my gosh, CMC's maybe the Achilles thing. And, he looks fine.
They brought Brian Robinson in to help CMC.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
Yeah.
They really do, because, it was all him, and they can't put it all on him like that.
Yeah.
Because he's not – this is his year, dude. Honestly, this is my opinion, because I don't have any hate on the 49ers, but I think if the 49ers are going to have a big season, I think this is the year they do it. Because Kittle's not getting any younger. Purdy, when he's healthy, he's good. You have all these weapons, man. I think that the 49ers could sneak in there, I really think they did. And they have the talent to do it. But a game like yesterday, when they get shaken against the Arizona Cardinals, you got to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
Because Arizona really shook them up yesterday, but they do that every year.
No, yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what Arizona does to the 49ers. They shake them up.
Well, like Keegan said, they just play terrible against, Lamar diced them up. They do much better with the stationary quarterback. Because I think the real thing is like the way their 4-down scheme works. It's like Bosa and Michael are they're already past him, and then he just squirts out and he's gone. Yeah. To where like somebody like Goff or something like that, he's just right there waiting for him, in the pocket. And they like that a little bit better. But yeah, Kyler, he is very, very, very elusive. One of the most elusive quarterbacks ever, really. He's very small in stature too, and so that kind of helps. And yeah, you're right. He throws a moon ball.
He throws a moon ball.
Yeah, he throws a moon ball, dude.
And I've seen him. I've actually seen that guy have the ball in his hand, and then why I say he looks like a toddler is because when he runs, he like shakes his head back and forth like a kid trying to run away from his mom.
Yeah, he does kind of look like.
So no hate on the guy. He's a professional. He's very good, but
I will say though, as a Niners fan, I thought the Niners, they got lucky yesterday. They probably there were a lot of drop passes. There were some things that definitely kind of went their way. And then also against the Saints, but we'll take it 3-0.
Hey man, 3-0.
Hey, they're closing out games, which they didn't do last year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think anybody would say that's the mark of a good team. We're going to talk about the Eagles in a little bit, and they probably should have lost yesterday, but they didn't lose yesterday. And that's that's what it is. And the Chiefs do that to everybody, which is why we're not talking about the Chiefs. Sorry, there's like one mosquito in here. We're not talking about the Chiefs. But
because they beat the Giants.
I'll tell you, this year we're probably gonna not have the Chiefs in our power rankings. But honestly, they're probably gonna just whoop somebody really good in the playoffs and send them home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the experience.
You know what I'm saying?
They just have the experience.
Every single year, I mean, at Lamar, bro, he's got his throw out. He's going crazy.
One thing tonight is that we've actually learned he can throw to Mark Andrews, which is great because I just dropped him.
Yeah, I know, huh? So you just dropped Mark Andrews?
I did.
Yeah, what the heck happened? He really fell off a cliff, huh? He was like top 5 tight ends in the NFL.
That drop in that AFC Championship game last year.
Yeah,
that ruined him, dude.
But last year though, he started out really slow, and then towards the end, I think he had 12 touchdowns or something crazy like that.
Yeah, he is.
Henry's
gonna throw it.
Oh,
Henry that too.
Oh, why would he do that? Henry just threw it anyways.
To read.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, that was the AFC divisional game that happened, not the championship.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's a fake pass here by Derrick Henry. He throws it up into the end zone. That was he should not have done
that. That was a terrible.
But anyway,
I don't even know why
Lamar should stick to
Baltimore's going Miami on you right there. I don't know why they did that.
You know what ends up happening here in every single one that I've ever seen, because I just watched one with Edelman the other day. What ends up happening when they do these running back or wide receiver ones, they never get to throw the ball, and so even though there's a look off or they're supposed to throw it away, since they never get a chance to do it, they just want to freaking complete a pass.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like me on Madden. It's I know this isn't a good throw, but it'll be so sick if I complete it.
Well, typically they'll do it because Edelman was a quarterback for Kent State.
Yeah.
So typically it's somebody who has the experience.
Henry was not.
He was not a quarterback.
Yeah, they did that just for the trick.
No, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he threw a pass at
Does
Bama.
Henry throw the moon ball? No. That's a duck.
You know, it actually was pretty decent. Montgomery has thrown a couple. He went to Goff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he a quarterback?
Right. Yeah. I mean, all these guys are.
But he looked okay.
A lot of them probably were the quarterback, or they were the running back and the middle linebacker on their high school football team. You know.
Yeah.
They were just
back in the day, Jarvis Landry would throw him to Tannehill sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he used to pass. Yeah.
All right, I'm super excited for this. You ready, Purfer?
Yeah, let's
We're going to do Purfors Power Rankings. Power. Woo! Touchdown
Andrews.
to Andrews.
My
A
God.
beautiful one. Lamar to Mark Andrews, and that seals my fate right there.
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
I think Lamar would pretty much have to exit the game now.
That's why Adam wanted you here this week. That's why Adam wanted you here this week, so you could just demoralize him on YouTube. YouTube.
Yeah, I'm down by 6 points, something. Oh,
Man.
probably even more now. But anyway, so we did this last week. We had Purfors Power Rankings where we went over the top 5 teams in the NFL. I really, really liked it. I don't remember exactly your top 5, but I do know that you had the Packers number 1, and the Packers lost this week.
They
So
did.
the list is fluid. It's going to change. So the first thing I'd like you to do, Purfer, is tell us what.
Didn't you pick the Packers?
No, my picks last
Pick
week.
the Packers?
No, I picked the
No,
Packers. No,
Ryan, what did I pick, Ryan?
Ryan didn't. Ryan had didn't even have the Packers on.
Oh,
there.
okay.
I think Ryan had the Bills first.
Okay.
Ryan had the Bills one, and that wasn't bad. I chose the Packers because they had the division wins, but then they go into Cleveland and just completely crap the bed. But
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyway,
Okay.
so last week I had Packers at 1, Philly 2, Bills
I know,
3,
find out what I picked.
Baltimore 4, and Lions 5.
All right. Say again. Sorry. One more
Okay,
time.
so last week I had the Packers at number 1, Philadelphia at number 2, Bills at number 3, Baltimore number 4, Lions at 5.
Okay. So I am out. I chose the Packers in our Survivor.
And our Survivor, yeah.
So I'm out. Gosh darn it, dude.
I chose the Lions in
Bucks
week
nearly gave
1,
it away,
man. I chose the Lions in Lambeau. That was terrible.
Okay. So give us your
Okay.
updated then.
My
From
updated.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who you got in the
Okay.
NFL Power Rankings today?
Well,
if the season ended today and they all had to battle it out to the death.
Well, I'm going to give you 6.
Okay.
Because 6, I'm going to put the 49ers at 6. It
All
was
right.
really, really hard for me
That's really
to do that, but the 49ers at 6.
But you're basing it off if they get a few guys.
If they get a few guys.
Not the Mac Jones.
No, not the Mac Jones. Because Purdy's supposed to start
That's
next week.
2 of the 3 weeks.
I know. But
Purdy's supposed to start next week.
he's
so.
basing it on the fact that squad this week
potential
Also,
yeah.
potentially, I had already made this list when Bosa got before Bosa got hurt.
Oh, dang it. So now they're back down to like 7
I'll
or
give you
8.
6 for now.
All right, cool.
That's all.
Dang
Not
it.
that I matter. But.
Freaking Bosa.
But number 5, I'm sorry, man, he's my favorite player right now because he's exciting. Baker Mayfield and Tampa Bay. Those guys, man, they really pulled that one. And that was an exciting game. And
Yeah.
what was hilarious is Aaron Glenn thought he had it won when they blocked that field goal. And he's all dancing just to lose on the next drive. And Baker got it all the way down there and kicked it through. I'm just like, Baker's exciting, man.
Yeah.
I'm really rooting for him. I want to see that. I want to see him go all the way. There's a lot of good players out there, but for some reason, I just think I want to see Baker get one.
Yeah.
At least get there.
Really?
I do, man. He's exciting.
He's so exciting. And that would be like the ultimate like
underdog, dark horse.
You know what? You know what I like about him too is like he's like he's a little bit like Aaron Rodgers. He does not care at those press conferences, bro. He'll tell you like who he's glad that he stuck it to that day.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He'll be like, that person
Takes
over.
receipts.
He'll be like that. Yeah. Yesterday he wanted to stick it to the Niners old defensive coordinator. What was that dude's name from the Panthers? He's like, yeah, that was
that guy fired me.
Yeah,
and he goes, Hassan Reddick used to be on the Jets.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, he's like
he was naming everybody. He was
tell us how you really feel, Baker. Jeez, bro.
I just like him. He's exciting. He's fun.
No, yeah.
He's old school football, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's exciting. He's just fun to watch. So, will they do it? Who knows? Evans got hurt yesterday, so he's
should be getting Godwin back
yeah.
soon.
We get Godwin back, so
Yeah.
they have the weapons. But again, it's a deep dark horse pick for them to make it.
Yeah.
Because you still got to go through Philly.
Yeah,
They're gonna say it. So I got them at 5.
I think everybody likes them. They're like
I think so.
Lions, you know.
I think
like,
so. Yeah.
Everybody likes them. You can't
Because my Florida team ain't doing it, so the hell with them.
Yeah.
So number 4, depending on the outcome of this game, but truthfully, I still got Baltimore at 4.
All right, Baltimore.
I got Baltimore 4. I think they win this game. I don't hate the Lions. Sorry, my cousin's a huge Lions fan. I don't hate them, but I just think Baltimore's better here.
Yeah.
Unless Amon-Ra comes out and puts up 50 points. Sorry, Ryan, if that happens, it's not going to happen. But if it does, so I got them at 4. 3. This one where I got. You guys might really kill me for this.
It was tough.
The Chargers, bro.
The Chargers and Herbert.
3 divisional wins in the first 3 weeks.
Yeah,
They
right
beat
off
them
the bat.
Right off the bat. How do you not put them at 3? And it was a messy win.
Yeah.
It wasn't perfect, but 3 divisional wins in week 3 going into 4. You got to put the Chargers in.
Yeah.
Herbert's good, man.
Yeah.
And he's
Herbert's
healthy.
good.
He's healthy.
Yeah. They look
All right,
They
like
got a pretty good defense there too.
They do. Their defense is good. So I got the Chargers at 3, and Lions completely walked out. Packers, they just fell to me. You got to give their. I'll tell you that. All right. So and then 2. Just because Philly won yesterday, I agree it was an ugly win. I still have the Bills at 2, just because they haven't made it to the Super Bowl yet, where Philly is the current reigning champion.
Yeah.
So I got Bills, Philly 1, Bills 2.
All right.
That's-
Where's
I
the
think
Packers
that's
at?
fair.
I took them off, bro.
They're not even on the list after one.
No, not against Cleveland.
Wow.
Liverpool, they're
Dude, Marco Parsons couldn't even get to Joe Flacco. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the list is fluid.
So
I guess.
I did, man.
Number 1's completely axed on the
Gone.
power rankings.
Yeah. Ryan, I mean,
Got nailed.
again, because Ryan looked at me weird when I did the Packers last week. But it's
All
all
right.
right.
So
But they look like the best team.
Are they number 7?
I didn't rank them. We'll put them at 7. That's fine.
number 1 this week.
Philly.
Philly.
Philadelphia.
All right, Philly, top dog, Super Bowl champions.
Only because of the current reigning champions. They did have that ugly win. They technically shouldn't have won the game against the Rams.
Yeah.
But if Buffalo had a Super Bowl ring, I'd put Buffalo at 1. And honestly, as much as I love the Miami Dolphins over the last 33 years, they're just not any good. And Josh Allen could have put up more points against them, but didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was playing mercy. They were just doing mercy, and McDermott's like, hey, let's not kill him. But, dude, they could have put up a 50 burger.
So he gets negative points because he didn't slaughter your team harder.
Unfortunately. But right now, at the end of the day, I can see, Philly and the Bills, it's 2 top Super Bowl contenders, so I don't think it's a bad choice. That's my opinion, though.
All right, moving forward. I like that. I like the power rankings. That's good. I like the fluid list. It was just kind of funny. The Packers were number 1 this week, and
Axed them.
they're axed. But
Dude,
you know what?
as much.
And when it's like week 3 like that, and you lose to the Browns, that's probably getting.
And all the hype over Parsons, and they're talking crap about Dallas, and I kind of feel bad for Dallas right now. I really do. And they're talking all this crap, and you go lose in Cleveland, and you have Parsons. Stop.
Yeah.
You're done. You're out of my top 5.
I tell you what though, that Cleveland defense, man,
Dude, they're
they're no joke.
Miles Garrett, man. He could stop getting drunk and driving fast. Just think about what he'd be.
I'm gonna show this clip right here, but I thought it was funny. We're gonna switch topics. We're gonna talk about the Eagles and the Rams yesterday. That he just had the Eagles. We were just talking about him number 1 in his power rankings. I tend to agree. You know, Super Bowl champs. You know, winning games like that. You know, until I see otherwise, they're probably top dog in my mind too.
I think so, yeah.
You know, but here was Jalen Hurts yesterday, and it went kind of viral just because of how calm he was staying during the touchdown blocked for a win. Can't get this play.
Quick.
Like nothing.
I love it, dude. I love big boy Super Bowl or big boy touchdowns.
Just like another day at the office, huh?
Looks like
They
it,
said he
man.
was the 4th heaviest guy to run over 50 yards and score.
Even over BJ Raji.
Oh, BJ Raji.
BJ Raji was a beast. He was
Fourth
a
heaviest.
Fourth heaviest. Okay.
Yeah, BJ
Raji was-
Raji.
'cause I think BJ Raji had like a 51-yarder.
Yeah, he had the love handles, bro.
He did. I love him, dude.
But anyways, Jalen Hurts, he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. He's a good quarterback,
He
man.
is.
You have to admit, man.
I think good, not great. I know he's a Super Bowl
Yeah,
winner.
I-
I say good, not great.
Okay. I like that. All right, okay. So you think good, not great, huh?
What?
Well, what do you think about? I tend to agree with that, but he has
As
the
Montgomery tried.
intangibles necessary to win the big games, which is like, you know, maybe more important than being great. You know,
Him
because
was-
like Josh Allen is great and Lamar's great, but they haven't like got to the big games and beat like the big guys. Not saying they won't.
Is this a case of someone fitting well in that system though too? I mean, he has a great O line. He never really
Yeah.
gets that much
Oh,
pressure.
there you go.
He's got a good.
They're the same, bro.
He's got a good running game.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the time he doesn't actually have to throw. He hasn't thrown pretty much the first 2 games. He hasn't looked at either of his top wide receivers. He's just sort of leaned on Barkley
Yeah.
and his legs. So I don't know.
No, I like
It's,
that. I like that breakdown. I like that.
They were
breakdown.
forcing him to throw yesterday because Barkley
Yeah.
didn't have a great game.
Yeah.
He only put up 7 fantasy
Well, that's
points.
because the Rams
And-
just said, well, "You're not running."
You're
unless
not
I get
running.
it."
Exactly,
Yep.
yeah.
And
So they
Jim-
were forcing Hurts to throw
Yeah.
yesterday.
And I liked
see
it.
that.
Why wouldn't you involve your wide receivers? I mean, Brown and Devonta Smith are excellent wide
They're
receivers.
fantastic.
Get it out.
Slim Reaper, man.
Oh, the
Love
Slim Reaper, I
The
like
Slim
that.
Reaper.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Jalen had kind of a rough first half, but then he turned it on in the second half. I want to say I was just listening to it earlier. He had like 50 yards in the first half, and then he had like 200 in the second half. So they really, really got it going. But the 2 blocked field goals, that was kind of one of your justifications for like putting them number 1
Yeah.
because you think that championship teams just kind of win those games.
Well, and they came back and beat the Rams, and I think you had the Rams as your power rankings for 5 or 4.
Yeah,
5.
yeah, I love
and
the Rams.
and the Rams are good.
I know.
They're
They're
a
very
good
good.
team.
That was a gut wrenching one.
And I mean, even though they were in Philly, they came back and they won that game. So that's what championship teams do. They figure out how to win games.
It's so funny because
That's
that game last year remind me of last year, opening week when the Ravens played the Chiefs, and it was like the game wasn't as important. We talked about it. I remember over there.
Likely toe.
Yeah,
The likely toe.
yeah, but we wasn't as important to the Chiefs as it was to the Eagles last year, or no, to the
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
And the Ravens weren't able to win, and it was very deflating. And I think the Rams, that game yesterday was much more important to them because of the way they lost last year in the NFC Championship game in the snow, and they needed to just psychologically know that they could beat those guys. And now they still have unanswered questions, and they're gonna have.
Division as
They're
well. I don't see the Niners beating them.
I know they're tough. They're
They're
tough.
tough,
really,
man.
really tough.
Well, McVay, man, he's an amazing play caller.
Well,
I mean,
no, he is.
so good.
But his defense, though, I think last year you kind of just saw them like in the beginning of the season they kind of struggled, and then they just sort of built up that defense, and that's a hard front to go against.
That's fair. And you're actually, the next point I was going to make is he's good at adapting.
Yeah.
He's a good adaptable coach, and that's what you have to be nowadays because the game films are so good. I mean, it was like 35 cameras on these fields.
Yeah.
You can see everything.
Yeah.
So you have to change your game plan almost weekly.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
that's what Miami has not done because they figured out, oh, well, McDaniel's just going to do the same thing every week. We're just going to shut him down.
Yeah.
Tua can't get past his first read or second. He's going to check it down to Tyreek or A-Chain. We're going to go destroy him.
Yeah.
That's all he's going to do.
One thing you mentioned Hopkins. Adams is looking good over there, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's having a wonderful
He
season.
doesn't look like he's lost anything.
No.
No, he's
Well,
looking- he's
I
looking-
mean,
he's
yeah, he
looking
was
good.
he was buried. I mean, I'm not gonna say buried, but his talents were getting wasted over there in Las Vegas. You know,
And,
especially
and New York Jets.
yeah,
All
yeah,
because
Not in the
Rodgers went
Jets,
there.
surely.
yeah, huh?
NYG.
yeah, yeah,
NYJs.
yeah. I know. That was kind of a mess for him. Well, I think even him too. He kind of knows that probably this is probably his last stop. And if he doesn't produce here with Matthew Stafford, I mean, he's going to be looked as like done for. You know what I mean? So I think he knows he's got to have a good season.
He
It looks great.
But I think he's looked good all the way through. I don't think it's like to Chris's point. I don't think it's necessarily him, but like playing at the Jets, like with Aaron Rodgers,
playing with
what
Jimmy
he was.
Garoppolo.
Oh no! Yeah.
No, but I live for that. If somehow Stafford gets hurt and he has to play with Jimmy G again,
Oh God!
you know what I mean?
Don't say that, man. I don't want Stafford to get hurt. I'm starting him. He's my number one.
No, I know.
No, what I was going to say about
he was not happy with Jimmy G in Oakland. No, he was so like if you watch that NFL receiver show, he was not happy with Jimmy G.
No, he was out doing Taco Bell promoting.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm not going to go play. I'm just going to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, but Jimmy G was missing him wide open.
Well,
he
one more
had
thing.
legitimate beef.
I think Devontae Adams, if they utilized him, because he's not the same receiver, but I think if they utilized him as how the Patriots utilized Edelman, I mean, just a slot guy that can get in there and just grab it, man, that'd be a great.
See, I like him one-on-one. I think he's really
You
good.
think so? I think he'd be a good decoy as a slot. But yeah, I mean, I think they could utilize him in different ways. He's not just the deep threat anymore. I think he's a smart player. He's very good. Oh, yeah. I mean, even for being, in the season 10 or 11 years, he's a very good player.
Beautiful hands too.
I've watched some stuff with the Sean McVay and the Rams in the like meeting rooms and stuff like that. Yeah. And they really talk him up. And I feel like that he almost like over there, like, I don't know. They utilize him a little bit better, and the way they kind of admonish or like talk him up sometimes. I don't know. He's playing really really hard. I feel.
He is. Yeah.
I don't know. I really like him.
Yeah, indeed.
He's on my fantasy team, so yeah, I need him to go off.
I was just looking at you.
Yeah, if you see the picture behind me, it's Jalen Hurts, and it's yeah, all of his faces are the same, but he'll crack a smile for the tush push. I wanted to talk about the tush push. I wanted to know if you guys like it, love it, you want to leave it. Yesterday they were 4 of 4 on the tush push versus the Rams, including a touchdown. They have 92% success rate on the tush push since 2022. What do you mean? What do you think, guys?
Well, I looked up the same thing, except for it said it's been effective 84.4% over QB sneak plays compared to 67%.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's probably some gray area there versus what they're calling tush pushes versus other. But like overall, do you like it? Do you like seeing it on TV? Like some people are like, you got to stop it.
Well, I think if it scores the game, if it's good in the play, if it's good in the scenario and the game plan, go for it. I just want to see points being scored.
Yeah.
So if it's putting points on the board, why do I care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't love about it is like for me, like, right. So like the Eagles, you definitely, they're kind of the cream of the crop in the NFC, and you do kind of have to draft your team based on who's in front of you sometimes, like who you got to beat, like if that team has a top flight wide receiver, you might need to draft or bring in a cornerback in free agency, right? Yeah. And so I just don't like the aspect of it that now like teams need to like draft ginormous guys to try to combat the tush push and like I don't know, I totally get it, but to me, like, there are lots of things that could be implemented into football that might be an advantage for a team, but it doesn't necessarily look good on TV, or I don't know. I just don't. That's like more of a rugby type thing. Yeah, and I'm just saying, like, it's fine. It's just, to me, I guess I'll wrap it up by saying this. To me, the Eagles, rather than them being like innovative, I just think they found a wrinkle and they're exploiting it. That's how I feel.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And like they're drafting based on like they have to find a center that's willing to do that shit. You know what I mean? And like they're drafting guys based on how well they can do the tush push. I promise you that.
That's fair.
And like for me, I don't want my Niners drafting defensive guys based on the tush push because not everybody does it. And to me, I think it's gimmicky, but maybe I just think that because I'm not an Eagles fan and they do it to everybody and it's effective. It's super effective, right?
It is, but you know what I think? I think it puts your quarterback at risk because you're just putting all of your players' weight on him.
Yeah.
Somebody comes down. I think it's risky for the quarterback. Truthfully. Yeah. So that's where I disagree. I don't care about the play, whatever it is, what it is, if it's a legal play. But you're putting your quarterback.
So you wouldn't want to see your team do it if like Tua, you don't want to put any pressure on Tua.
No, dude.
Tua's definitely not getting shoved.
That's my problem. Is I don't want it there any quarterback. Yeah. Like the quarterback just disappears. Somebody like Josh Allen, who's as big as some of those linebackers and as big as tight ends, he's not going to get hurt. But guys like Tua, Brock Purdy.
So if you were the Bills, like if you were what's his name, the coach of the Eagles, and Josh Allen got traded over there, you would Josh Allen, you'd put him in the tush push.
He could do it himself, bro. Josh
Yeah,
Allen's
I mean,
a
I
beast.
guess that.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Even like he was saying though, how like Hurts is like good, not great. Hurts like squats like 800 pounds or something crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wondering though,
Great
like,
athlete.
is he working on the right thing in the off season though, or is Hurts like, damn, I gotta be ready for these tush pushes though? You know what I mean? Like, do I want my quarterback to squat 800 or squat like a respectable 225 and just like work on like abdominal strength or something? You know what I mean? Like, but Hurts is like, they're like, listen, brother, I know that. Throw that old quarterback plan out the window. You're on the squats, boy. We get that tush push action. You know what I mean? Like,
if I'm not
I
mistaken,
wonder if Hurts feels like, damn, I'm a quarterback, baby. What the hell, dude?
Well, and I wonder because when he played for Oklahoma, he had some running plays.
keep
He
talking,
used to
I got
run
it.
some touchdowns in there in Oklahoma. I thought Hurts had legs.
Oh,
So
he definitely has
They've
legs.
kind of taken that away from him.
Well, I mean, he's still very mobile. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he's pretty-
still runs.
Yeah, he still runs, but he doesn't run like Allen or Lamar or Kyler. He doesn't run like those guys.
Not quite to that point, but
Yeah.
I would still say he's a running.
He's
He's
so
not really
runs.
just in the pocket all the time.
No,
Although
he's
that
not.
pocket lost forever for
It
him.
does. Yeah, man,
So
their
that is-
their offensive line is pretty good.
You know, you were talking about the quarterback sneaks. Did you see how like the very first game when Stafford had the back injury, they did a quarterback sneak with him? It's like,
They did.
what
yeah.
are you guys doing?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like how much of your team is dependent on this guy?
Yeah. I think they put too much emphasis on some of these players to like carry the whole team. And I think one of my problems with having these superstars is I think you need to bring in some of those guys that you brought in at skill level so you can help make the team better. I mean, I'm not an NFL coach or anything, but I don't want like just a Patrick Mahomes doing everything. I want support around him. You know? So
absolutely.
that's just my opinion.
I think
I like seeing teams win instead of just one or two guys.
I think the Niners have actually been pretty good about that.
They're
actually.
very good about it. They have a great system.
Very well-rounded team as well. But
And that's my
obviously when
point.
they
If
get injured,
they're all healthy,
much.
I think that they can make a deep run. Dude, you're going to need everybody on deck when you play the Rams, though. If you guys need to get that push.
Hopefully they are watching and they do see that you had them 6th on the list. I think that could motivate.
That might motivate a little bit. I might have put them too high, but after what I saw yesterday,
Just immediately took it
no,
away.
I do believe that with a healthy.
It's hard on week 3 to do the list because
is,
it's
man.
like you
You
have
guys
the
are putting.
Packers.
I'm gonna get death threats by the end of this thing, bro.
Like you have the Packers at number 1 and then they lose to the freaking Browns. It's like, dude, what are you doing to me? I just
I
had
know.
you number 1.
You're giving me
I'm
the
like,
hardest ones, man.
But all right, so to cap that off, then you guys, if it was your vote, this last year they did an owner's vote. Obviously, it passed. Again, they're not getting rid of the tush push, but they're gonna vote on it every single year. I'm guessing. If you guys were an owner, would you vote to eliminate the tush push, or it's fine to stay in the NFL with you?
I think it's fine.
All right, what do you think, Keegan?
I think it's fine. It's fine.
All right, I'm voting against that tush push, bro.
But you guys have to play Philly. All
I
the
know.
time.
I can't stand it, bro. It's so freaking irritating watching on TV. I don't think it's skillful. It's just like them, like I said, just exploiting a rule. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
but yeah,
But like you said, though, other teams can do it too.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
they want
oh,
to, and they
you're-
haven't. And even though they've tried.
Because their coaches figured out, we could hurt our quarterback.
I
doing
would
this.
never,
We
yeah,
could
I would
really
never
severely
want them
injure
to
our
put
quarterback.
Brock Purdy in there like that. No, like
He's only like 6 feet tall, bro.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe I feel like. Don't you feel like the
Oh.
tush push, even with Hurts, has like a life expectancy? Like Hurts is still a young man, but he's not gonna be like Aaron Rodgers' age, still tush pushing, bro.
No.
He's gonna be like, nah, dude, that's not cool anymore.
Jason
even
Kelsey had to retire.
yeah,
from
he
it.
didn't like it at all. And I'm sure the news center, when it comes time to pay him, they're gonna have to break the bank.
Absolutely.
He's gonna be like highest paid center in the NFL is wherever the tush push is.
Yep,
Exactly.
Yep.
Anyways, all right, Keegan, you ready?
Yeah.
Keegan
yeah.
got your crazy stat of the week.
All
Keegan is gonna bust out a stat.
Why
It's
don't
all right. Hey, you get it out. I get it out on your.
I got it in my chair.
Okay.
So I got it on the Nuggets.
I always love these. I want to get a good nugget here.
Well, this one, I actually have-
because if we stare at Jalen Hurts for any longer, we're just gonna laugh. Anyways, that's hilarious.
That
He
is a
is
good
like
one.
that, man. He's not too high or too low, but
I do like it.
yeah, he's a good guy. I like Jalen Hurts. You know?
Yeah. Seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
Good leader.
All right. So one team you didn't mention, Chris, and I think this is pretty harsh, is the Daniel Jones Colts.
Yeah, I mentioned him off screen.
Yeah.
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 So I feel like it might be a little harsh. Considering. So
All right,
considering that the Colts lead the NFL with 103 points through 3 weeks.
Wow.
Those 103 points are more than any Peyton Manning-led Colts team ever scored through the first 3 games of the season.
That's crazy. No
so
way.
Peyton Manning in all those years never scored this many points for
Nope.
the first 3
Daniel
weeks?
Jones. They've also
That's a cool
they've
stat.
punted just once, and that's the fewest punts through any 3 games by any team in the Super Bowl
Well, I
era.
know
I
that.
had heard that.
Now,
one.
Chris knows that because they played his team and they didn't punt any times during the game, right?
And through these 3 weeks, Daniel Jones has 3 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 0 fumbles or interceptions, and no play in the Super Bowl era has ever begun a season with those marks.
Okay. All right. I want to ask you guys then the broad question here, okay? A broad question. In like 2-3 years from now, like Daniel Jones, is he going to be like Alex Smith and was like, hey, the situation he was in New York was bad, and look at him now, he's pretty serviceable quarterback in the league? Or is these first 3 games a fluke? I think first 3 games a fluke. I know it. I know.
Really?
Yeah. I watched a little Daniel Jones stuff. I've always thought he's good, but I just feel like maybe there's a little false confidence here, and once he gets knocked around a little bit, he'll be back to the old Daniel Jones. But that's just my thought. I'm rooting for the opposite. I like him. He's a nice guy.
You've always liked him.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool.
You always like him on your team because you kind of sneak him in there. And then he'll be like a trade like later in the season.
Yeah, I like Daniel, especially early on in his career. But
Yeah.
he does look like a little bit of a deer in headlights, and I think once some teams kind of figure, I mean, obviously he's been in the league for a while, but
Yeah.
you know, when you switch teams, you're kind of riding that pink cloud for a while, and everything's rosy, and they do have some awesome weapons, and he's good. Like I can remember when they played the Niners last time, and gosh, he was dicing us up at the beginning of the game. I'm like, why is this guy like so trash all the time? Like on the TV, like I see the highlights, and then they got to him a few times, and then I could see him. His eyes were darting around, and he was just, and then I was like, all right, this is why. You know what I mean? So that's my thought about Daniel Jones, but heck of a start for the Colts. 3-0,
Absolutely.
nobody would have thought that the Colts would be doing this.
May I throw another one in there?
Yeah,
This
throw
is
another
this
one.
is for me as well.
Yeah.
because This is the unfortunate stat.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud.
Oh,
I'm a fan of his.
He's having.
I like him.
He's having a rough start.
He's had a rough start, and of course I drafted him. So the last time CJ Stroud had 20 plus fantasy points was in week 5 of the 2024 NFL season.
Really?
That's the last time he's
Last year.
Who's he's your fantasy quarterback.
My guy.
Yeah. I was just thinking that. Yeah. Yesterday I was like watching the scores. We were playing each other and I was like, wow, CJ Stroud's giving me a gift here. Because I think he only had like 10 points. And he only had 10 points because he bombed one to like Tank Dell at the end to save his score, right?
No, I went to Nico.
Oh, Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
I had the same garbage touchdown for that Browning guy. Definitely gonna throw Browning out here because I don't know if he's my fire alarm, but
Like on the trade block?
no. Well, yeah, I got a trade for Browning this week, and I absolutely should have traded him because his stock is at an all-time low, dude. Like I didn't know you were gonna do that, man. Like I didn't know at all, but I think that game seemed like I didn't get to watch it, but it just seemed like a series of unfortunate events, and like the game got away from him really quick at the beginning, and then it was just out of control.
That Minnesota
If they played again,
defense
it might
is
be a
hard
little
to-
Minnesota just exploited him and then just proceeded to tear him apart mentally.
Yeah.
I think it was mental.
Yeah.
I don't even think they took him down that hard. They just, after he had just got in your head, same thing you said that Daniel Jones is going to do eventually.
Yeah.
Once you get that defense that can just pressure him too much.
No, absolutely.
This is one that I didn't have on the thing, but wanted to talk about this. It's right behind us here, but because you were talking about Daniel Jones and the Colts, this is kind of a cool like little storyline here. But oh my gosh, what the-
Uh-oh.
I know. Look at when you get DMs on
Oh,
Twitter.
dang.
It's all look at it's all like
That one from Elizabeth.
I know. It's all like random girls. I wish that was me when I was single, like my Instagram DMs and my Twitter DMs, because it's all like hot bots. You know what I mean? It's like you don't really want me. You know what I mean? But anyways, the Colts ownership, obviously the owner died, Jim Irsay, and his 3 daughters who had been, involved in the organization, they kind of have taken over here, and they've, had the real hands-on approach. I believe I have another picture on here maybe of one of his daughters, kind of on the sidelines and just really with a clipboard in her hand and stuff like that. But what do you guys think about that? Some women ownership, 3 of them. they each kind of do a different role. Like one of them's the vice president, marketing or something like that. But the one here in the brown and the or in the blue dress right here, she's been seen on the sidelines of every game with an earpiece in and like a little clipboard and a sun hat. She's getting into it. What do you think?
I think she's just learning.
Yeah.
I think she's just learning. It's her daughter's. It's her dad's legacy. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah.
And she wants to learn.
Yeah.
She does. And I think they have that new head coach there, which I think, I don't know his name. What's the head coach of the Colts name? Anyway.
Yeah.
I think she's just trying to learn because she knows she's going to have to take over. So they're talking about micromanaging. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
She's just trying to learn.
Yeah. I think so too. She just got an earpiece in. As long as she's not like, getting over to the coach and being like, that one guy over there, he looks really good. Like, you should run.
Jerry Jones?
Yeah, like Jerry Jones. Yeah. Exactly.
I think the thing about football is it's for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not just for
men,
one group of people.
No, exactly.
It's like you want to see that. That's great.
Absolutely.
That's really good.
Obviously, and this isn't going to sound sexist, but obviously women can't play NFL football. But I absolutely think women can run NFL football teams.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? In fact, they probably have a tons of them in a lot of front offices that do a lot of
women coaches are coming.
Yeah, they're more like detail oriented and stuff like that. And I think it's cool. I think it's awesome.
I like it.
I think it's sweet. I hope I'm not gonna say like all the ownership just that's all women, but this one right here, I'm rooting for them. Hopefully they do good. That seems kind of cool. Plus it's like a family affair, and it sounds like I didn't know anything about the story, but when I was reading, I was like, because at first I was like, wait a sec. So he just dies, and then all of a sudden they just quit their day jobs and then take up the football. But as I was reading, they've been involved in football for their whole entire life.
Absolutely.
And so, it was like, that would be pretty cool.
These girls are being groomed to take.
That's it. That's
They were
it.
just
You know what I
being
mean?
groomed, man.
Yeah. And that's what you got to do as a dad. Because if you own a team, because, man, you don't want somebody else to get a hold of it.
Jerry Jones isn't grooming everybody, bro. When he dies, he's going to put his head.
Said you're working on that with your little one?
Well, first I got to own a sports team, but yeah. Yeah, but you don't want them to, wreck it.
But Jerry Jones isn't grooming anybody. He's just going to have his head implanted, and it's going to like stay alive.
I feel like
and he's going to follow the players.
I feel like
around.
Jerry Jones, he's going to do some like AI stuff.
Yeah,
where
something like
where he
that,
creates a robot and then it just like talks and does. It's still Jerry.
Like
You know what
Still
I mean?
Jerry. Man.
Yeah.
He's not grooming anybody.
Yeah.
It's like that terrible movie where Johnny Depp had like his consciousness put in a computer.
Yeah.
That would be Jerry Jones.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard about that movie. So.
Yeah. But all right, we are gonna get to a segment we do here every week where we throw on some glasses in the here. These are my own personal $5.
Right, and make the grade.
No, well, you don't want to wear these ones. They came from those.
Caught my eye.
Those are Amazon cheapies right there. Literally, don't even the lenses will literally pop out if you look too hard. But anyways, Cool Kids Club. This is a segment we do every single week in studio here, where we nominate one player. They get a Letterman jacket. They get to join the club. And you want to be on the list. It's a real eclectic list. So gonna go to Chris first. Chris, who do you got on your Cool Kids Club?
Well, this was one that I didn't expect, and I was thinking about the Colts as a team because they've been very good. But you know who I think? Marcus Mariota, man.
Marcus Mariota.
He put it down this week.
Yeah, he did put it down, and I saw Debo gave him some love too.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
But Mariota, he's always. I'm an Oregon Ducks fan.
Yeah.
And I think Tennessee had rough years, and he went to Atlanta for a while, and he kind of went to Philly for a minute, but. He's in this offense that's really good. He has legs. He's still got some juice left in him. I mean, he went 15, 21, 207 yards, one rushing touchdown. He had a fumble, but he's still 118 quarterback rating. I mean, and yes, he played the Raiders, and their defense is lackluster right now. But I just think for not starting in a while and going through what he went through, I just thought he did a great job to take over for Jalen Daniels in an unexpected unfortunate thing that he couldn't start. So Marcus Mariota is my cool kid.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota. I like that, man.
He did good.
A little bit of love. I kind of figured Marcus Mariota was done in the NFL, but he's a pretty serviceable backup. I think.
So.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
He's a lot like Jaden Daniels, so he fits that
exactly.
kind of.
Yeah, that's why he did so well.
Yeah. So. But yeah, that kind of makes sense. Keegan, who you got? Who is your cool kid this week?
So I borrowed from my team as well.
All right.
But someone who's caught my eye is Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Ooh,
I think. Well, this week he 6 targets, 5 receptions, 96 yards, and he got his first touchdown of the year.
Yeah.
I just think he's been so good since the middle of last year when he kind of took over from DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
He's just been. You can play him anywhere. He's just finds himself in space. Even when he's not in space, he just makes these catches. He's all over the show.
And he's their WR1 right now, right?
Yeah.
He's
He's
absolutely. He's Darnold's man. So.
Yeah, he's great.
He is, and like they took a big chance losing Metcalf in the offseason, and obviously they knew what they had there. But yeah, even in our matchup yesterday, I was like watching the scores, and you know the Seahawks are like up like a ton, and I'm like, dude, in Jigba at least now he won't get the ball, and they're still just throwing it to him. No, he's good. No, he's good though, and like when the Niners just played him, you know. Obviously, he's the number one guy that you got to watch, and I think Lenore and Renardo Green are very capable cornerbacks, and he was giving him issues all day. Oh, yeah. He's a really really good. I'm gonna give some love to a guy we were talking about earlier, Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker for the 49ers. Dude, we've had our woes for the last year and a half now. I mean, the Moody thing is finally over, and hopefully we kind of got a guy that can just knock it up the uprights. I was like. Moody never hit him like straight up the middle. They were always like just
like in the
barely like squeaking in, or like it was like like slicing in, like you'd see it on the TV and it'd go in, and like he was always like wiping his brow like woof like that, you know. And it's like it just never felt like confident with him. Even when your mom knows he stinks and your wife knows he stinks and they're casual fans, it's time to get rid of your kicker. Hopefully this guy, he seems like a fan favorite. I saw a lot of people on social media today were making posts of him, and he was kind of fiery at the end, and I like to every single press conference that I've seen him, he always says the same thing. He's like, I got to make the kicks, and if I don't make the kicks, I'm out of here. And that, to me, I never heard Moody say that once.
Well, he couldn't because he kept missing.
No, I know.
I can't say that.
He's like, well, next week. Next week. All right, no, not this week. I was warming up, you know. But yeah, poor Jake Moody. I mean, I wish you the best of luck. I was kind of feeling bad for him, and somebody told me he made like $4 million in the NFL so far, and I was thinking, gosh darn, I don't think I made $4 million in my life so far, and he only had to. Endured me saying he sucks at kicking. That's it. Like, it's nothing personal, Moody. You know what? Enjoy the rest of your life.
I think
I'm so glad
you got him axed, bro.
It
was this show.
I mean, it was definitely though. I can remember the last time. I want to say this about Moody, right? I can remember the last time that like fan interaction got something to happen, and that was last year when Josh McDaniels, who was the quarterback that went out, and then the Raiders fans. They all just banded together and they wanted to see that young rookie, Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, they were going to start. Who was their third string quarterback? And Twitter just went on fire. And then the next day,
Minshew.
Minshew.
And was like, and then the next day, Josh McDaniels was like, actually, Aiden McConnell's going to start. Right. That was how last week after the press conference, it looked like again, or a few weeks ago, Shanahan was still not going to fire him. And the next day, Niners Twitter was all abuzz, and I think that. Something happened with like ownership, and they told him, Kyle,
get rid of that
guy. Dude, you're gonna fucking fire him.
Yes,
like it's time now.
You
dude.
have
like
to
it has to be, and I don't know. I just don't. I don't feel like Kyle did it. Somebody told him. He's so stubborn, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm so glad Pinheiro is our kicker now.
Absolutely.
And that Moody's gone. Nothing against you, Moody, but yeah. But all right. Last game we are going to talk about that happened yesterday is the Raiders. I was hoping Ryan was going to be here, but probably better Ryan's not here, you know, because now we can just talk about the Raiders, freely. You know, we can bag on them a little bit. We don't have to even hold back. We can take our glasses off too, or we can keep them on. It doesn't matter. You guys
can I wear those ones?
Yeah, you can definitely. The paint's peeling off them. Anyways, here's my better glasses.
I love
it. Anyways, excuse me. So the Raiders get creamed yesterday, 41-24 by the Marcus Mariota led Commanders. And you know what, man? I'm actually really bummed for the Raiders. I was like really hyped on them. And I'm not saying that they're not going to turn it around. Maybe these are some fluke games, but you know, they win week 1 and then these last 2 weeks have been really, really rough for them. And the way they're getting beat and, the lack of like offensive movement that I'm seeing with all these pieces, it's a little bit concerning. What do you think, guys?
Gino got smothered by that pass rush, man.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he really did. Like, they were just on him the entire time, and the line could not stop him. He got a couple good passes. Trey, who's that guy? He's that little guy for the Raiders. He had some good catches.
Yeah, I know. Trey Tucker?
Trey Tucker, yeah. He had some good catches, and then I know, when Jacoby Myers got him in the field goal range, but he was just, that pass rush was just destroying Geno. I mean, Bowers did nothing. He couldn't get anything to Bowers.
It's because he was scrambling. A lot of his throws where he had to scramble out of it.
Yeah. And then, Max Crosby was doing his thing on defense, but he was it.
Yeah.
They have no defense, man. Nothing. Their struggles on defense is worse than I thought.
Yeah, Trey Tucker had a monster.
Trey Tucker, yeah.
8 receptions, 145 yards. Jacoby Myers, 3 for 63. And then Bowers, 4 for 38. That Trey Tucker had 3 touchdowns, too. Holy smokes. He's got to be, if Chunk was here and we did the Chunk Yard, he's probably a free agent on waivers right now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, he absolutely is.
I don't think anyone.
I looked. He's there.
Get him all.
Go get him.
Yeah, Tuesday at midnight.
Tuesday at midnight. He's there.
No. Anyways, but
he's only 3% roster, so it's deep. I mean,
to the flip side, though, same thing could be said for like a pretty gutsy win for the Commanders because they're coming in without their quarterback.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, they're no slouch, and they handily beat them. And we're talking about this is the type of thing that championships teams do, I think, is when they don't have all their players. I think Marcus Mariota is not that great. So to me, for the Commanders to come in and beat the Raiders, who I do think they're better than they've shown so far the first 3 weeks, I think.
So?
All right, give it to us, Keegan.
I think they look terrible.
Rascal's not here. No, Rascal will probably tell you the Raiders suck.
I don't think they look good at all.
Raiders?
I think their line was terrible.
Yeah, that's
what
what everybody's saying. They have the worst offensive line in the National Football League, and that's got to be the reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the defense isn't very good either. No. But talking about the O-line and what it was for Geno, I mean, Jonty, he can't get any room to run.
I know.
Like he had, I think, 4 runs. His longest was 16 yards.
Yeah.
He had one that was 11. He had 4 good runs that I saw, but most of his runs were like a couple yards.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he got in there, he just got smashed.
A long of 18 yesterday. That was his longest. Yeah, last week when they were playing, there was a few runs where literally he got stopped in the backfield, but like by his own linemen's like back feet. Like, they were getting pushed back so far that like GT was just like hitting his own linemen.
Exactly.
And he actually looks,
he
runs well.
Yeah.
I think he looks good, but he just doesn't have any room.
Well, and he's got to kind of get ahead of speed going. And he's like in the back, he's like a big hefty guy. If he doesn't get downfield on you, then in the backfield he's just not generating enough speed.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you kind of think? What do you think about the Raiders?
Man, they're not good.
Really?
And I don't really have any much room to talk because I'm a Miami Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
I just don't think I think they have pieces that aren't falling into place. I think
that's it.
I just think Geno kind of I don't think he's as good as they thought he was going to be. I think Pete Carroll went and got him. Was like, you do for me what you did in Seattle. But I'm like, you had better pieces in Seattle.
Yeah.
And then, with Bowers didn't have a great game, but Bowers is still nursing a knee injury. I think they're trying to save him for a little bit. But now that Mike Meyer is hurt, they got to put Bowers at full power again.
It's just like, though, like, and then, like, offensively, you just have to point to, because I don't remember what the score was last week, but I don't think they scored very many points last week.
They did.
But like offensively, then you look defense, or we know their defense has been kind of bad for a long time. They've just had Mason Crosby, and I'll even ask Raiders players, like fans, like, who's like your middle linebacker or something? They'll be like, I don't know, bro. You know what I mean? Like there's such like a turnover over there on defense.
Yeah.
They don't keep guys. There's not a lot of continuity. It's just Crosby. But like just on the offense, then Geno was decent over there in Seattle, and they do have weapons. So what on the offense is not clicking?
The line.
The
offensive line.
Yeah.
Seattle had a little bit. Seattle overall have had because Russell Wilson
never used Tucker had 8 receptions for 100.
He did once he could get him out there because Tucker's were all deep.
And Jacoby's nice, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's got deep threats. Once he can get out there, scramble and throw.
4 targets though.
Yeah, but
I mean, look at the targets.
But dude, he fought pressure the whole time, and I don't know who those Commanders front 4 on, but good on him because they were after Geno all afternoon, man. Yeah, they really were. Yeah. They did not let up. They pressured him every time.
That's true.
Well, gosh, tough outlook for the Raiders here. I think there's still time that they can obviously get it together, but they're going to have to figure out their offense because you're right, the defense is not that great, so they're going to have to score points.
Yeah.
And I just figured that they would score more points than they have been because Geno airs it out, and that Tucker guy's a little wide receiver. Myers much more possession route runner guy, and they got Bowers. and Genty, that's enough offensive weapons.
It is.
But clearly the offensive line is just atrocious.
It
Well,
is.
to motivate them, Chris did say if they win next week, they'll go to number 9 on his list. So
No way. Where are the
what I heard.
where are the
Pushing
Raiders
them
on your power rankings out of 30?
I
If you
think
just
it-
had to guess like range.
I don't want to put them near Miami because that would have just hurt my ego a little
Yeah.
bit. But no, power range right now, they're probably 22, 23.
I want to ask you I have one more thing here. This was like a
But to be fair, and I'm going to give Ryan his due, because the Raiders have the same record as Denver right now. So, you know what? You're still up there with Denver. Denver's
There you
1-2 right now as well.
I was gonna ask
also
you,
the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, so there you go. You guys, it's just the Chargers are dominating, and you guys, it's wide open for the second place.
No, absolutely.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I don't have it. But anyways, we are going to end the show on our fire alarm pick. This is a person every single week that we talk about in a negative light, or a team, or somebody that needs to be really, really worried, about what's going on this week. And Chris, who do you got? Who is your fire alarm pick of the week?
I'm excited about this one because I watched this game last night, and I think it's time to bench Wilson and put in Dart. It's Dart time in New York.
Yeah, it's dart time.
Dart
huh?
time in New
Throw
York,
that dart.
bro. How does
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors have no catches? That one, Chris Collinsworth, right before the halftime, I text you guys
that
when
guy.
he throws it up there, and that Chiefs defender was right there, and Neighbors is 5 feet behind him. And they're like, Collinsworth, it's not even Wilson's fault. Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? He should have never thrown that ball.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson's my fire alarm. He's done. Come on,
Yeah.
you can't. You
I
got just
agree.
put Dart in. You just do it.
Yeah, I like Dart. He's
Yeah.
super cool. I like his him and Scadaboo. I don't know, the algorithms have been showing me videos of them, and every day Scadaboo and Dart walk out to the practice field together. They must be really good friends. But the one I saw last night, Scadaboo, he comes out first and he's got the red jersey on, which is for the quarterbacks, the penny, and it says Dart on it, and it's really, really tight. And I don't know, they just
That's awesome.
he goes out and the people are all like, what? They're laughing because he's got the wrong jersey on, and then he takes it off and gives it back to Dart. So
I've
I don't
heard-
know, they seem like they're having fun over there.
Yeah. The Giants, I will say, probably have the best locker room right now, from what I've heard. They just have a really good locker room right now.
Yeah,
But-
Scadaboo, Dart, even Russell Wilson, and Jameis Winston, that's a good quarterback room. I think,
That's a good, but Wilson's, man, he's had 3 shots. He squeaked by that Cowboys game, but he's awful.
yeah.
He's terrible, dude.
I think maybe give him a few more attempts though,
You
because
think?
once you go to Dart, it's hard to go back. And I feel like Wilson keeps him in games, and for some of the wide receivers, they definitely have good wide receivers over there in New York with Neighbors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those guys, they want a quarterback that can get them the ball. They want the stats and stuff like that.
I agree with Chris. I think you should see what you have in your rookie, because look at who he played. He played the Cowboys, who are terrible.
Yeah.
They have a terrible defense, and then honestly, the Chiefs haven't really been that great either this
Yeah.
year. And I mean, how were the Giants still in that game? At the end there, how?
I they got lucky on a few, but I don't even think Neighbors had any catches.
No,
Scadaboo,
he had one, I
ripped
think.
off a touchdown, but they were winning on the ground. Chris Jones could not
Yeah.
get to Scadaboo.
That Scadaboo he's quite a solid little chap.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. He's good.
No, I like him.
He's good, and he's a local boy.
Yeah.
Rio Linda. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. I like him. Who you got, Keegan?
So my one was just it was one bad game, but it was Michael Penix Jr.
Oh.
and and one of my favorite things, and I took a little snapshot of it. It came through. It was Kirk Cousins is in the game for Michael Penix. Bad.
What?
That was the
Who said that?
That was just
Who put bad though?
That was just what they said.
Who?
That was on the
Who
the
generated that,
That
like
was the
Yahoo?
sleep. That was the sleep app.
Oh, this
So that's what popped up to me. I just thought that was so fantastic. That's the reason why he's out. He was just bad.
That's bad. That's hilarious.
Put
That
him
was
on
the
fire.
reasoning?
Bad.
That's hilarious. Dude. So
I
when
thought
you-
it was funny when Penix was messing up, and I'm like, Cousins sitting on the bench collecting $40 million a year, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good for you, bro.
absolutely.
I know. That's the best gig ever too, because he's probably gonna get another deal as soon as they let him go. You know what I mean?
Did you guys watch the quarterback the second season?
No, I didn't watch the second.
You watch
season.
it?
Oh, no.
I watched
Yeah,
the first season. What happened in the second season?
Well, his whole collapse over there at the Falcons.
yeah.
You kind of see it.
Yeah,
It's
they
kind
put
of a little
Penix
bit
in-
sad.
Yeah, it was sad. I mean, because Cousins, as a person, I think he's great. I
Yeah,
think he'd be a great commentator. I actually think he'd be a great coach.
Yeah.
He's just a motivated guy, but I
Why do you
I
think-
felt bad for him, dude.
Why? Why do you feel bad for him in the show? Like,
Because he's a good guy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's like a guy you want to be friends with.
Yeah.
He hangs out with his brother and his cousins, and they like all go out and they do fun stuff. Like, he's a normal guy.
Yeah.
You feel
Yeah.
bad for him, and he wants to be successful. When he's throwing interceptions, you can hear him. He's like, damn. He gets down on himself. Like, he cares.
And then
When-
he goes to the coach. He leaves him that voice memo.
Yeah.
And then the coach, like, talks to him a little bit, and then he calls him in, and it's like,
Yeah.
He knew.
When I watched it the first season, I didn't watch the second one, but when I watched the first one, he struck me as a guy that plays above his his talent level, right? And he's probably like much more of a student of the game, and takes care of his body, and to where guys like Michael Penix probably more naturally gifted and things like that or whatever. But yeah, he's a good quarterback. He can sling it, but yeah, his agent for sure deserves like whatever award is possible because gosh, he's gotten some crazy deals.
Oh, he has got some great deals, and the dude's just. I mean, he's doing well. He's doing well right now. And he's 13. He's 13 years in the season, and he's not getting beat up. He may be starting here pretty soon because if he needs a little more tutelage for Penix Jr. But.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my fire alarm is Browning and the Bengals. That's my fantasy quarterback, and more so just the Bengals. Their season, I was kind of hoping this week that their season wouldn't be over and that maybe Burrow would come back or this guy would be pretty good and that their offense would just keep churning along. But what I saw was not good. He looked all over the place, throwing 2 pick sixes, I believe, to the Vikings, and their season, I would say it's probably over. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't look good. And I know it was just one game and he's looked good in the past, but and more so with them, I just think that that type of injury, since if it was like a 4-week one or maybe like a 2-week injury would be fine. But I think it's going to really start to get cancerous over there with like Jamar Chase and, it's just going to get bad. Yeah. They're not used to like, not flowing well on offense, and they're like a team over there. Like, honestly, all 3 of those guys, even Burrow, and I know he wants to win, but I don't see that same like want to win in Burrow that I see in like Josh Allen or Lamar, and they're perfectly kind of satisfied with just like losing every game 42-43.
I think the thing about the Bengals too is you need Burrow over there because their defense is terrible.
Yeah,
it. They're never going to win you again.
No.
You have to get a lot of points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
well, that's what we've talked about before is Burrow can't outscore his own defense.
Yeah, exactly.
They really can't.
Well, and
so without Burrow and your defense is that bad, dude, you're in for a long season.
And you're throwing to the wrong team. That doesn't help either.
And for me, it always sucks because I'm one of those people, and I talk about it every season, but I want to see Burrow in the playoffs. I want to see him play Mahomes. Oh, fumble here. Ooh, Lions picked that up. That is an absolute. Is that Henry again?
I think
Henry dropped that?
I don't know.
Henry or Lamar?
I don't know. I thought it was running back. God,
Hutchinson's got to him though. It was Lamar.
It was Lamar.
Lamar,
Yeah, give me another St. Brown touchdown.
coming back. No, I'm just kidding. He only has to do that 12 more times.
Well, I called the Ravens to win this game, so again, I'd be out for Survivor number 2.
Yeah, 8 minutes left. The Lions are up over the Ravens.
It was Hutchinson that got him.
And Derrick Henry with the
Oh,
ball
it was Henry Hutchinson.
fumbled again.
Jeez,
Oh, no.
man.
Derrick Henry, he's going to be crying on the sideline. They're going to show him.
That was a good play from Hutchinson there, though.
The other.
He just had just a tiny bit of that ball to hit.
Yep, he hit it right.
Yeah,
where it was.
that was a great play. Wow.
I definitely feel like that's something like into. Yeah, he's
Oh,
pissed.
yeah,
Henry's
he's
so
You
mad,
think so?
and he literally fell over himself. He was so mad. I mean, there's there's nothing you need to watch. There's nothing you need to see. I mean, you just lost it,
You
bro.
just lost the
That's
ball,
true.
man.
But
Well, he had the ball too high up on here.
It's
He needed
so-
to have the ball.
It's so
He needed-
freaking hard though.
Yeah.
Like, even if you hold it in, like, imagine like just a 300-pound like huge dude just. I mean, it's hard.
That's true.
You know what I
No,
mean?
it is.
Especially like it's not hard if you like. I think when they know where it's coming from, but if you notice, all the punch outs are always like when they're like this, and it comes from like back here. And it's like no. But Fred Warner's like crazy good at it. He like makes a living off of it.
He
You know?
does.
But
Yeah.
anyways, so watch this final drive here. The Lions are looking to put them away. If they get a touchdown right here, going to be a pretty hard deficit for them to get past.
Ooh,
Montgomery
there you go.
Montgomery.
fumbles in. He's
My
on my
God.
bench. I wonder how many points he has on my bench today. If that
He's
would,
got at least that.
I think that
got
would
a good
have.
few.
I think that would have. If I would have started him over Shaheed, that's who I was gonna start. But I was like,
Why didn't you?
I don't know. I thought Shaheed
19.
I would have.
You might have 26.
No, I still would have. Zay Flowers 2
It's
points.
a penalty on the Lions though. Face
Yeah.
mask.
Face masking.
Zay Flowers, freaking 2 points. That's not good. He's definitely a boomer bust guy.
Yeah,
I knew that when
he
I
is.
drafted him, but
But he's been good this season.
no, he's been great. Yeah,
I like him.
Devontae is probably my number 1 wide receiver. Oh, we didn't do that. So while we're watching the end of the game,
yeah.
who's hot, who's not on your fantasy team?
Oh.
We're all gonna go through our fantasy team and say who's not. I feel like I missed other things too, but I don't know. I think is there anything that I missed that you had?
No, we had everything. We got
All
it
right,
all.
cool.
Just the fantasy was it.
So I'll go first. I was just talking about. Josh Allen redeemed himself again this week for me. 29 points. I played Keegan this week. I lost the matchup.
Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
shut up. I'm gonna lose the matchup. 7 minutes left, and anyways. Yeah, Zay Flowers another 2 points for me here. So he's kind of boomer bust, but he's been good for me all season. What really happened that was awesome for me this week though, and I'll take it in a loss, is that Mason looked really, really good. And also Benson became the starter because Connor got injured. And so that now I got some depth in the running back position due to injury.
Now I do some trading.
Yeah, now I gotta do some trading. But anyways, yeah, that's my team and that Browning guy. Go for it, Keegan. Who's hot? Who's
So
not?
mine, I mean, I already mentioned him. I think Njigba has been being one of my guys.
Good. He was so good. Do you remember where you got him at?
I think I got him on the 3rd round.
That's pretty good.
I think so.
He's
I've
right.
taken him a couple places, and he's been great.
Yeah, he's guaranteed top 10 in fantasy points for wide receiver right now.
And then just a quickly, just a slight rant, but my
Rant away.
my ancillary running backs this season have been just terrible. So I picked Eckler, who went out with an Achilles.
Oh, he's out for the season too.
He's out for the season. Yeah. I picked Jones, who's out with a hamstring injury on IR.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but Mason looks like he's not giving.
I know.
That's why I picked him.
No, he looks
But
good.
we'll see.
He looks good.
Though. But Jones is still going to get play.
I picked up Najee, who then had an Achilles.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just not really
So
being
it's
not being the best for
So
me. And then
where-
Tracy got a shoulder injury this weekend. So
Those flyer ones you have to I noticed your bench though, you have a lot of maybe because your running backs are not that
that's
great.
why I had to pick them up.
Yeah, because
I
used to
got
do
to
that
take
a
some
lot.
flyers.
I used to definitely fill my bench up with running back flyers, hoping somebody gets injured or this guy moves up the depth chart, and that's honestly just a luck thing, right? Like Mason and Benson, but I was lucky this week that they both kind of became starters. So who you got? Who's hot? Who's not?
For me, my fire alarm and my not are the same.
Oh, I didn't even
team.
tell you. Did we do your fire alarm person?
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Russell
okay.
Wilson,
Okay,
man.
all right, cool.
So I chose
Yeah,
my
I'm like,
fire
what?
alarm.
Attention.
Did I miss you?
No,
Oh, I didn't miss you.
My fire
All right.
alarm was the reason I chose. Well, I chose my not player was the reason I chose this. It was my league neighbors 3.3 fantasy points because Wilson can't get the ball to him. He just can't. And I think he could have a couple of times, but he just made underthrows, and he didn't put the ball where neighbors could even save him like he did in week 1.
So that's why you're.
I'll
ready.
take him off your hands.
That's So that's why
I'm
you're
not
ready.
trading neighbors.
That's why you're ready for a change.
I
too.
want
He's,
Dart, but
he's
Dart-
not feeding your guys.
Exactly, but Dart's on my bench.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have a lot of reasons.
So
to
it's a
root for
personal reason. So
Okay,
that's that.
okay.
But my best for the week, and as much as I hate to say it, Garrett Wilson on the Jets, bro. He put it down. 19 fantasy points. He did
With
good.
Tyrod Taylor as well.
Tyrod Taylor,
Yeah.
man.
He did.
Tyrod Taylor, man. I love that
Yeah,
guy. He
since-
just pops up.
Yeah,
He
he
does. I
does.
love this show.
Same thing. The Jets, though, they're good for fantasy football,
Yeah.
but not
Yeah.
for real football.
No, they're not. They're great for fantasy. But Garrett Wilson, he's consistent. And he's one of those guys that, unfortunately, unless he ends up becoming a journeyman to try to get a Super Bowl ring, if he's always stuck on the Jets, it's something he's ever going to get.
I like him.
I
think
do
he's a
too.
really
He's a
talented
great-
guy.
Are you gonna win your matchup tonight, Chris?
Probably not, because that touchdown wasn't to St. Brown.
All right.
And I'm at, and Rascal has me 145, 58 to 131. So I think he's going to take it.
All right, but you were in third place. I was in fourth place, 1-1. Keegan's 1-1, so I'm gonna be 1-2 now.
Perfect.
Keegan gonna be 2-1. This league is tight though. Chunk and Wake and Bake, 2-0. I don't know if they're
Who's
gonna
going
be 3-0?
to win that?
I have no idea. But let's see all matchups.
Oh, it's Wake and Bake's out in front.
Ah, yeah. So there will only be one person undefeated in the league in week 3.
Josh.
I know our league is tight,
Yeah,
man.
that's cool for Josh though too.
Yeah. Only
I
one.
like
He's had some.
I
He's
like
been unlucky.
I like when it's tight because it'll get interesting in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
That's what I love. I love in the playoffs. I think I played in one years ago. This guy was dominant the whole season. He got in the playoffs and it was a one and done.
Oh,
and the
yeah.
guys that beat him were all in the bottom 5, but they got it just enough. And I think like the 7th seed guy actually won.
I think that was me last year. I was in first or second place.
I love that.
And then
Yeah,
whoever
you had,
played
like,
me in
one
the
of your
first.
best
Yeah,
seasons. I know it was.
Yeah.
It was
it's tough to
been
get there.
unlucky.
You know who I feel though, and I always say this, but like for Ryan and Jason,
Mhm.
they always get in the playoffs in the mix, and they haven't been able to do it yet. But it's honestly more of a luck thing than anything. It's a battle of
For sure.
attrition too, man, because you like you said, like Ryan has Burrow. Like I mean, if you wasted a draft pick on Burrow, it's going to be real hard.
Look at Robert as well with Chase.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still think Chase is going to produce in games, but
Yeah.
it's just going to be kind of inconsistent. Probably like Neighbors.
Yeah, it's what until they get a new quarterback in there. But Neighbors has Dart on the bench. Come on, dope ball, do it. Bench him.
Well,
Get rid of Wilson.
I would rather see what he has than Wilson for sure.
Yes, I agree with you on that. We're 2-1 on that, Adam.
What about
Get on
Jameis?
board.
What about Jameis?
Oh, Jameis. Oh, that would be good for Neighbors because he just throws
Dart's
the ball.
next on the depth chart. No, we're good. Bro,
Now,
Jameis is on the practice squad because he's a good hype
Oh,
man.
man.
Yeah, I want to see Dart too. So,
Wow.
the Ravens still have a chance here. Who you guys think's going to win this game? 31-24 as we leave here. The Lions are up over the Baltimore Ravens with 6 minutes left and counting. Ravens are driving. So they definitely got a chance here. Who do you think's going to win?
I actually kind of think the Lions. I think they've been the better team tonight.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah,
They've
they're
been
up.
playing really well, and they're playing away.
Well, I did say Ravens originally, but now Henry keeps dropping balls for like the 3rd game in a row.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
the score's 31-24,
score's
but yeah. No, for sure.
unless Lamar can have some Lamar magic, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Which he
I
can,
just don't
he
see
can
it.
do it
He
anytime.
can. I mean, you never know when Lamar's playing. You just never know. There's those guys out there that are just game changers in the last 30 seconds. You know?
Yeah.
You just never know.
That's true.
And they're only down a touchdown. But
There.
Yeah, yeah.
anyways, episode 32 in the books. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure Ryan will be back next week. Who else is going to be here next week? It's going to be a fun one
I
next
thought you
week.
said Jason.
Oh, yeah. No, Josh. Josh is going to be here next week, so it'll be a fun one. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Keegan, for joining us.
Awesome.
Thank you for being pretty damn relevant, and thank you, Chris, for joining us as well.
Awesome. Fun time.
Peace.
Night.
Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.